10-team mock draft league. I got the 7th pick in this one. Yesterday I did a 12-team mock draft, so check that video out if you want to see it. This is head-to-head categories for the most part. This weekend, I know a lot of drafts coming up. I know I got a few coming up and stuff. So right here, we'll see what I get at the 7th pick. I'm targeting either Lillard, Steph Curry, or Jokic if they drop to me. So here we go. The first pick is up. James Harden most likely will go number 1, even though this is a great debate who should go number 1 now with the problems James Harden's having in Houston. But anyway, James Harden does go number 1 here. He's a stud. He's going to score tons of points as Harden. Then we see Anthony Davis going in number 2. Giannis, Luka at 3, Giannis at 4. Hey, these guys, it don't matter. I prefer them at any position. And here I'm up now with number 7, and I got to go with the Joker. I think he's better than Karl Anthony Towns. He stepped it up last season in the playoffs, and I think the Joker has another big year. So to get him at 7, I'm pretty satisfied. To pick him here is Jokic at 7. Then we see Trae Young, who's just going to get better as the season goes on. He had 29 points a game. Damian Lillard, 9. Joel Embiid, I think, was a stretch. Westbrook to start off the second round at 11. I like it. Westbrook, he could be triple-double West once again. He's going to have the ball in his hands a ton over there, is Westbrook in Washington. And then Kevin Durant going above LeBron James. We got Tatum and LeBron. I'm taking Tatum here. Tatum's younger. LeBron, I think he's going to rest a lot this season. And we already saw him miss the preseason games, even though that's no big deal. But for me to land 2 top 10 guys in the first 2 rounds in Jokic and Jason Tatum, I think it's a plus for me. Tatum I had coming into the season ranked as my number 10th guy. So far I'm making it off like a bandit in this mock draft. And this is a 10-team league. You're going to get a deep team. Yesterday, at the end of that draft, there was a little, looking for sleepers at the end. In 10-teams leagues, pretty much every team's going to be stacked. And there's going to be good guys on the waiver wire. But right now, we got Tatum at 14, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 15. He's going to have a big part in that OKC team. They're rebuilding totally. So Gilgeous-Alexander, he's going to have the ball in his hands 40 or 50% of the time running that Thunder offense. But I don't know if I would take him over LeBron James, George, Kawhi, or Beal. I think that was a mistake. Gilgeous-Alexander, I had him in the mid-20s in my rankings. If you want some rankings, check that video out, the top 30 rankings going into the fantasy drafts. Now, Jimmy Butler at 21, Zach LaVine, I think that's a little bit of a push to get him at 22. They took him too early. So right now, LaVine, John Collins, 23, Donovan Mitchell, Spider, 24. Mitchell, he's going to have another great season. Last year, he broke out in the playoffs with that huge 50-point games in that great first-round series versus Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets. And Jamal Murray, he's another guy I'm targeting here in the top 30. I think these 2 guys on Denver are going to have huge seasons. Now, Ben Simmons off the board. We got Ayton, Kyrie Irving. Murray's still here, which I like. Irvin, he's a guy I said to avoid. I just don't like him. He's not going to play back-to-backs as it is Irvin. And now I'm up here. I'm really tempted to take Murray, but then we got Ayton here. And if I could have Ayton, Jokic, and Tatum, I'm going to start off well, but I'm taking Ayton here. I solidify at the big man, and right now I got my powered forward and center. And so far I got a good start to my draft, but like I said, a lot of teams are going to be stacked. So now the last few picks, Jimmy Butler at 21. Butler, he's a dog. And he's a tough player, and he's going to get a lot of things going. But we'll see what he could do in his second year with the Heat after going to the finals last season. Zach LaVine at 22, he's a main scorer over there. Is LaVine in Chicago. Then we got John Collins, who had a breakout season with a 2010 season last year in Atlanta. Donovan Mitchell, like I said, he had a great playoff series, and I think he's ready to take the next step. Ben Simmons, if this guy can ever produce a jump shot, he's going to be someone to be reckoned with, and a guy who next season will be a first-round pick in fantasy leagues. Now with Doc Rivers and Sam Cassell over there on the coaching staff, I think it's going to help him big time, is Ben Simmons. Then John Morant, the Rookie of the Year. What a season Morant had last season. So Morant, if he can improve his three-point shooting and stuff, he'll get his points from 17 to 20 a game. And now I'm up again here. I think I'm going to go with Jamal Murray over Zion Williamson. I think Murray, he's going to be more healthier. He's going to be better this season. And like I said, I got a few bigs already with Ayton and Nikola Jokovic. So now to start off my draft with Murray, Tatum, Jokovic, and Ayton. I like my team a lot here, and I think it can make noise if this was a regular season draft where you're gonna play. So let's see the other picks. Then Kyrie Irving went after Ayton. Irving, like I said, he's not gonna play back-to-backs already, Steve Nash said, and he's gonna get rest games. And with Irving's injury-prone career, he's a guy I'm going to try to avoid unless I could get a steal with him. And here to get him in the third round is a steal, especially at the 28th pick overall. So I like the spot where this guy got Irving. But Irving's a guy I'm not going to count on, and a guy I should expect to get hurt most of the season. So if you get Irving, I would say you draft Spencer Dinwiddie in the later rounds to at least have his backup over there in Brooklyn. And Dinwiddie last year was a good six-man for the Nets. Vukovic, he went 29th. Vukovic, he's a solid pro. He's going to do a lot of things, and he's a double-double machine, and he's starting to hit three-pointers as well. His field goal percentage, pretty decent at 47 to 48%, and free throw for a big man, not bad, 78 to 80%. So I like Vukovic over there at 29. Andre Drummond, 30. I think that was a little bit of a stretch with guys on the board like Rudy Gobert, Murray, Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, Siakam, Williamson, even Chris Paul. All those guys, I would have took over Drummond. I know Drummond, he gets a lot of rebounds and blocks, but he's really a two-trick pony. He's going to hurt you in free throw. He's not going to get you many three-pointers, obviously. His field goal will be good. But besides that, Drummond, I don't know if he'll be that great on Cleveland this season. He's still got Kevin Love, Sexton and Garland and Larry Nance. They'll be the main guys over there in Cleveland. So I don't know about him. Then Brandon Ingram, 31. I'm real high on Ingram. Last year, 24 points a game for Ingram. And I think he's ready to take the next step. Is Brandon Ingram. So at 31, he's a steal. Jaylen Brown, what a season he had last year. And with Kemba Walker out now, he's going to be real good, I think, for the first few months. And his points per game are going to go up more. And Brown, he's a sniper. He's a good three-point shooter. And he was a good draft pick at 32. Rudy Gobert, he does a little bit of everything for a center. He'll block shots. He'll get rebounds. Good field goal percentage. A lot of putbacks. So to get Gobert at 33, not bad. And like I said, I don't know why Drummond went over the big man like Gobert, Siakam, and Zion Williamson. It don't make sense. And now I'm up here again in the 5th round. So what do we got here? We got Chris Middleton. I think he'll be decent again this season. CJ McCollum's there. I got to go with McCollum. I got him in yesterday's mock draft as well with CJ McCollum. And he's a guy I just don't want to pass up as McCollum. He's going to help you in a bunch of categories. Tons of threes. He hits points. Assists, he's not that great. Steal, but he might be a two-trick pony. But CJ McCollum, he's going to help you a lot in those big categories when you need him the most in threes and points. And the other guys, they're hit or miss in my opinion. We got Buddy Hield here, Draymond Green, Tobias, Lonzo, Porzingis, LaMarcus Aldridge, Hassan Whiteside, Gordon Hayward. But I don't know if those guys will be great. And Hayward just going off the board. I'm up again here, and I'm going T.J. Warren. T.J. Warren was a man possessed last season in the bubble where he was dropping 50 a game. So T.J. Warren, I think he could take the next step where he gets 23, 25 a game is T.J. Warren. And I think the Indiana Pacers, they're fed up with Victor Oladipo. The rumors were coming out this offseason that he didn't want to be there or whatever. But T.J. Warren, I think he's better than Oladipo. They still got Miles Turner, but they got Brogdon. So a lot of weapons over there in Indy. But T.J. Warren, I think last season he showed what he's made of, and he wants to get paid as well. So now let's go back to where I was. Siakam at 35. Siakam, it's good that he plays powered forward and center. He had 22 a game, and if Siakam could prove his three-point shooting just a little bit, he's going to be real good. Siakam now, with no Marc Gasol and Ibaka over there, he's going to get more big man minutes as well at center and powered forward. And to get him at 35, I think's a steal. And Zion Williamson, the only question with him is health and can he develop a jump shot. But to get him at 36, I think it's a good get is Williamson in the fourth round. You know, he's going to be 22-8 if healthy. This guy just on pure athleticism and bully ball. He averaged 22 points a game in limited games, obviously, last season with the knee injury and stuff. Then we got Sabonis, who was solid on Indiana last year as well. A double-double machine till he got hurt. He got paid as well. So Indiana, they have a lot of solid fantasy players this season in these drafts. So you got Sabonis, Oladipo, like I said, T.J. Warren, Brogdon, Miles Turner. So they got a decent core there. For whatever reason, though, they couldn't put it all together. Then Chris Paul at 38. I think Paul in Phoenix, he's going to have a good season. And his assists should go up. He did well with the Thunder last year, leading that team to the playoffs when no one gave him a chance. And now I'm up here again with the 67th pick. We got Lonzo Ball on the board, Covington, John Wall, Eric Bledsoe, marketing. Got Andrew Wiggins. I like Wiggins a lot this season. I think he's going to score a lot of points. With Klay Thompson out for the year, I got Wiggins in yesterday's draft. We got Oubre there too. But I think I'm going Andrew Wiggins. This guy, he's going to get you some cheap points where he could score and have huge games, dropping 25, 30 a game on some nights is Wiggins. He's just got to improve on his three-point shooting. And obviously, people probably saw the pictures online of him improving in the gym. And he's looking quicker, stronger, and cut up. So Wiggins, I think this is going to be a big season for him in his second year with the Golden State Warriors after that midseason trade from Minnesota for D-Russ. Then we see D-Russ went 39 here. D-Russ in his first full season with Minnesota. Russell and Towns and Rubio, that's a pretty good three. They got the rookie Anthony Edwards also. Russell, you know, he's a flamethrower three-point shooter. He's a guy that's going to have the ball in his hands. And Russell, to get him at 39, it's pretty solid. Jusuf Nurkic, he went at 40. Nurkic, he was hurt most of the season last year. He came back in the playoffs, though, and he played well. But to get him in the fourth round, I don't know if that's that great of a pick. And now I'm up here again with the 74th pick. We got John Wall. He's always hurt. Brook Lopez, Conley, Marcus Smart, Oubre, Lauri Markkanen. I'm going to go Steve Adams here. Beef myself up at center. So now, so far, my team through the first 8 rounds, Jamal Murray, C.J. McCollum, Andrew Wiggins, Jason Tatum, Nikola Jokic, T.J. Warren, Deandre Ayton, and Steven Adams. A very solid team I put together so far, I believe. But like I said, a 10-team league, these guys, teams are going to be stacked and loaded, these managers. But I like it so far. And this year, I'm in a couple 10-team leagues. One with the basic positions like this, and then a league with 2 at every position, plus 4 utilities. So that makes that league a little deeper and more funner, in my opinion. Now let's see some of the picks. Where was I? Miles Turner, 49. Turner, you know, he's solid. Actually, Fred VanVleet at 41. He got his big money this season. Last year was a great year for him, but I think VanVleet's numbers go down just a bit. 42, Michael Porter Jr. We saw him break out in the playoffs last season, and he was on my players to break out, and a guy I drafted yesterday in that 12-team mock draft. So Michael Porter, I think he has a huge season, and he's a good get in the fourth round. De'Aaron Fox, another guy who got paid last season, this offseason. He's going to be the main man over there on a bad Sacramento team. And to get him in the 5th round, it's not bad for Fox. He's just got to improve a little better. Then we got Christian Wood. He made his money off one good half season with the Detroit Pistons. But in Houston, if James Harden stays there for the foreseeable future, his numbers won't be that great as an impact. And I think he's a reach at 44, 45. Kyle Lowry, I think his numbers go down. VanVleet might get more playing time. as the season goes on here. But Lowry at 45, I guess it's decent. He's still a guy that could score 20 points a game, help you in threes, assists, and free throw. DeMar DeRozan at 46, he'll help you in the scoring category and a few other things. He opted in this offseason with the San Antonio Spurs. Then you saw I got McCollum at 47, 48 Chris Middleton, not a bad player. He's on a good team. He'll have some of his big games as well, is Middleton with the Milwaukee Bucks. But some games he disappears as well. But to get him at the end of the 5th round's pretty good. Turner at 49, Miles Turner, good player, block shots. He's starting to hit threes, and he's on a decent team in Indy. Then Drew Holiday, 50. And now my pick's up again here. This mock draft going quick with 10 teams. We got Gallinari, Horford, Bridges, Lopez, Markelle Fultz, who I'm high on, Wiseman. Think I'm going Markelle Fultz. I got him in yesterday's mock draft. I'm going to get him again. Fultz, he took the big step last season, and I think the room for improvement's even more for Fultz to have this season. So I like Markelle Fultz there. To get him in the 9th round's not bad. So I like the pick there. So then Mitch Robinson, 51. He's not starting for New York. Nerlens Noel is. So if you're in a deeper league in these drafts, Noel's a guy to go pick up, because he's going to start at center, I believe, for the Knicks. And both these guys, they'll help in rebounds and shot blocks. 52 Porzingis. The injuries, they just caught up to him. There's no timetable for his return. He's been running on a treadmill, but I don't know. Gordon Hayward, 53. The new man in town is Hayward for the Charlotte Hornets. He was decent last year with Boston, but the injury concerns are the problem for me, and I think he's a little bit of a reach here in the 6th round. Then Warren, I got Brogdon went after him. He'll help in assist points and some threes. Brogdon was very solid last year. Then Aldridge, 56. He's getting up there in age, but he still could have some good ball games. Is Marcus Aldridge, and he'll help in rebounds, threes. He'll hit a few, maybe one a game. Block shots, not really, but Aldridge in the 6th round, maybe a little too early. Buddy Hield. So now we got Gallinari, Rubio, Kemba Walker, but he's injured out till June. James Wiseman, if I want another big. A lot of guys. This is a deep draft. Who am I going to go here? 10 seconds remaining. Karis LeVert, Fournier, Derrick Rose, LaMelo Ball, Nerlens Noel, and Gallinari. I went here. He was the best ranked guy. Why not go with him? He's on Atlanta. I think he'll be decent. His points should be decent and stuff, so I'll go with him. So Buddy Hield, 57. He'll help in threes, but he's also a guy that might get traded this offseason. Well, this season, I should say, for the Kings. But they want draft picks, is Sacramento. But we'll see what he does. Then 58, Valanciunas, decent center. Big man, I guess, in the 6th round, not bad. Memphis, him and Marat, pretty much the main men over there. Then Jaren Jackson on Memphis, he's hurt. Who knows how long he's going to be out for. So to get him in 6th round, I think it's a little bit of a stretch. Then Hassan Whiteside, he was decent last year, helping blocks, points, and rebounds. Now back with Sacramento, where it all started for him. Draymond Green, 61. He was a guy I said to avoid, but obviously in the 7th round, it's not that bad of a pickup. Someone's got to get him. But Green, I just think he's been declining, and he's been injury prone. 62, Thomas Bryant, that was a stretch over there in Washington. Bertans, he just got big money, and Bertans just went at 101. Clint Capella, 63. With the Atlanta Hawks, Capella, he was hurt most of the season after that trade, that big 4-team trade where he landed in Atlanta. But to get him in 63 is not bad, because he puts up a lead in numbers when he plays. Tobias Harris, 64. You know what you're going to get from him. Points, some rebounds, mediocre field goal. DeJounte Murray, is he going to start over there in San Antonio? Remains to be seen, but in the 7th round, I think it's not a bad pick. Murray had some big blow-up games last season. Kobe White at 66, he's the man over there in Chicago. He's going to start, he's going to play big minutes, and he's going to score a lot of points and three-pointers. Then, like I said, I got Wiggins, Lonzo Ball at 68. He went. We'll see what he does this season. A lot of mouths to feed in New Orleans. Covington, 69. So now I'm up again here at 107. This draft going pretty quick. We're in the 11th round. Serge Ibaka, I'm looking at LaMelo. I'm going to go LaMelo Ball. I went with him yesterday. I'll go with him again. I think he'll be a top 2 or 3 rookie for fantasy basketball. Aaron Gordon, 70. Blake Griffin, 71. I think he'll have a bounce back year and be well. Tyler Hero, we saw the young rookie last season break out in the playoffs for the Heat. And now with that under his belt, all that playoff experience and more games played, he's going to be good this season. Julius Randle, 73. He's perfect for fantasy. In real life, he's a guy you don't really want on your team, but in fantasy, he gets those double-doubles, and he puts up numbers. Steven Adams, like I said, I got him. Oubre, now in Golden State, he'll be decent. His points per game will go down a little, but I think Golden State was a good spot, especially to be a fill-in for Thompson. John Wall, 76. We'll see the health and what he does. Lauri Markkanen, 77. He's got to improve and get better this season after struggling last year with injuries and poor play. 78, Eric Bledsoe. Him and Ball over there. So Bledsoe, his value might take a hit. Bagley at 79, a make-or-break year. Derek White, end of the 8th round. Him or Murray are going to start. We'll see. Marcus Smart, 81, decent spot to get him, but he's going to hurt you in free throw and field goal and not hit many threes. He's more of a steal, rebound, and assist guy. Butcher, he'll get more playing time at 82 for the Toronto Raptors this season with Ibaka and Gasol gone. Kevin Love, 83, not a bad landing spot. He was another guy I said to avoid, but to get him in the 9th round, that's a good get there. Sexton, 84. He'll get better this season in his 3rd year with Cleveland. He'll be good. Wendell Carter, 85. He's going to play in Chicago, even though I'm not a big fan of Carter. OG Anunoby, he's going to start, it looks like, for Toronto, with a few guys leaving in free agency. So Anunoby, he could be decent. Markelle Fultz, like I said, I'm high on him. He's going to break out as the year goes on. Brook Lopez, 88. Solid center still, stretch center, and he's on a great team in Milwaukee. So Brook Lopez, to get him in the 9th round, solid. Oladipo, I spoke about him a lot. He'll still get his points. A lot of guys over there in Indy, but at 89 to close out the 9th round pretty much, not a bad get. Brandon Clark, 90. He's going to start. He'll get playing time, but he's a guy, it's not going to help you that much in many categories, but he's more of an upside type of pick in the 9th round. Devontae Graham, at 91 this year. A lot of guys back there with Terry Rozier and LaMelo Ball, so his numbers might take a hit after a monster season last year for Graham. Bogdan Bogdanovic, the new Atlanta Hawk, tons of new Hawks, tons of good players on that team, but Bogdan, to get him in the 10th round, I like it. Mike Conley, 93, the veteran, his thing's always been health, and in Utah, if he could play, he's going to be solid, I think, this season. So, Mike Conley at 93, not a bad pick. I'm up again here at 114. I'm going R.J. Barrett. I like his upside, and he's going to play tons of minutes. He's not going to sit on the bench for this Knicks team, and I think Yahoo, they're ranking him a little too low in my opinion. 114 to get Barrett in the 12th round, I think is a steal at this point, and he's a guy with huge upside, and he would have been the number 1 pick in last year's NBA draft if Zion didn't explode onto the scene in Duke as his teammate. So where was I with these picks? Then Danilo Gallinari, I got Gallinari. I think he'll be solid. 16, 20 points a game. He'll help in threes, rebounds, free throw, decent field goal. So not bad in the 10th. Mikal Bridges, can he take the next step and be better this season in Phoenix with Chris Paul orchestrating the offense and Booker there as well? Hopefully Bridges could be better this season with better players around him. Al Horford, he's in OKC, and honestly, I don't think he's going to do much this season. He's a guy I'm going to avoid, and he also might be traded by the trade deadline anyway. OKC's rebuilding, so they're probably trying to build his value up as Horford and get something for him at the deadline, even though he's got a big contract. Kemba Walker, he's hurt till mid-January, early February, so he's out. But if you have injured lists in your league, he's a good stash in the 10th round. Raquan Holmes, this is the year where he's going to get an opportunity to get big minutes. Will he have a good fantasy season? It's more of an upside pick here at this point. In 98 with Holmes, 99 DeMarcus Cousins. Health's been the issue. You're not going to get 26 and 13 from Cousins again. Those days are behind him. But if he could give you 15 and 8 and 2 blocks a game or something, that's not bad. Bertans got his huge money this offseason, and to get him at 100, I guess it's okay. He's a stretch, and he'll hit some threes and help you in points. Ricky Rubio, 101. He's back in Minnesota now, is Rubio, after getting traded twice this offseason, and it's a good landing spot. He's got good players around him with Russell and Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards and Malik Beasley, so a lot of guys to set up. His assists should go up. James Wiseman, this rookie's going to have a huge season. He's going to help a lot in Golden State and for your fantasy team. Blocking shots, scoring, and getting rebounds. Jeremiah Grant, 103. I don't think he'll be that good with Detroit. I think he fit perfect with Denver. But obviously he went where the money is, and you can't blame a guy for that. But I think his value takes a hit this season with the Detroit Pistons. And now my last pick up here of the draft. We got Obi Toppin, Joel Ingles, Lou Williams, Cam Reddish, Rukako. I'm going to go Lou Williams. Why not? He come off the bench. He'll be the sixth man over there for the Clippers unless they trade him. But I like Lou, so I finished the draft. I'm still going to go over these guys. Bogdan Bogdanovic of Utah. He'll help in threes and points. 105, Karis LeVert. He'll still get a lot of playing time, I believe, with the Brooklyn Nets. You know, Irvin's going to miss time. Joe Harris got the big contract, but is he going to live up to it? I don't know. And Kevin Durant, I'm sure, is going to rest a few games, especially back-to-backs after the major injury. So LeVert at 105 is a good pick. Harrell, sixth man of the year last season, and he turned his back on the Clippers to go to the Lakers, and he'll have a good role still. He'll still be the sixth man there, but his touches might go down if he's on the court with LeBron and Anthony Davis a lot as the season goes on. But Harrell in the 11th round, why not? LaMelo Ball, I took him in the 11th. Ball, I think he'll be decent. He's not going to help you in three-point shots, but I think he could be a guy that helps you in a lot of categories in fantasy basketball. And to get him in the 11th round, I think it's a decent get. DeAndre Jordan, I think he takes a step back once again with Jared Allen getting more playing time for this Brooklyn Net team. And this Net team now, they're healthy. They got their all their guys together. And Jordan, I think he'll be a guy that only plays 15, 20 minutes for the Nets, and I don't think he'll have much fantasy value. Serge Ibaka going to the Clippers. Him and Kawhi reunited again after winning a championship in Toronto a few seasons ago. So Serge Ibaka, I think he's not bad. And to Clippers is a good landing spot. With Harrell gone, Ibaka's going to fill those minutes, and he's going to get 25, 30 minutes a game. He'll help in threes. He'll help in rebounds. He could score, so Ibaka not bad at the end of the 11th. Fournier, he'll help in threes and points, and he's going to start for Orlando. Derrick Rose, 111. He's not starting. Killian Hayes is starting, and obviously we see Hayes go after Rose here. Hayes, he might be the most polished rookie in this draft coming out this season since he played overseas, and he could shoot the basketball as well. Norman Powell, 112. He's been getting playing time in the last few years. It's been going up. Duncan Robinson, 113. We saw him break out in the playoffs. Good three-point shooter, good free throw shooter. And he's going to be a big part of the Heat team, and he's a good get in the 12th round. R.J. Barrett, I spoke about him. He's going to have big playing time and get minutes, and I was happy to get him at 114. 115, Otto Porter Jr., he's always hurt a lot, but he made his money a few seasons ago after a huge year in Washington. We'll see this season if he does good in Chicago as Porter. Then P.J. Washington of the Charlotte Hornets. Washington, not bad last season. This Hornet team, they're starting to build something decent over there in Charlotte. And Washington in the 12th round, why not? After a breakout season last year, Dante DiVincenzo, he's most likely going to be the starting shooting guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. And if you're in a good offense with good players around you, DiVincenzo's a good guy to get in the 12th round. And it's a perfect get. He's going to help in threes. He'll get 12 to 15 points a game, possibly. So I like the draft pick of DiVincenzo at 117. 118, Dennis Schroeder. Lakers picked him up. Schroeder, his numbers I think will go down a little But Dennis Schroeder, he could play the game. He'll help in points and assists. And he'll still play 20, 25 minutes, I believe, with the Lakers. But obviously the ball's going to be in LeBron James's hand most of the time if he's going to be point guard again this season. If not, Schroeder might be the starter. We'll see how that goes. Killian Hayes, 119. I spoke about him a little. Is Hayes. He's going to be pretty good. He's one of the more polished rookies that came out of this draft. Is Hayes. And right away, Pistons are going to give him the keys to the starting point guard position over Derrick Rose. So to get a starter in the 12th round with upside, not bad. Goran Dragic, 120 of the Miami Heat. Dragic, he had a good season last year. He played well, and he can help you in points, assists, and steals, and three-pointers and free throw percentage. So Dragic at the 12th round, that's a steal. Daniel Thesis, 121. Not bad. Tristan Thompson's there as well, as we saw Thompson go at the end of this draft. And Theis, he'll help you in rebounds. He'll get a block a game about. But I don't think he has much value. Josh Richardson, he's starting for Dallas after he got traded for Seth Curry earlier on in the offseason. And Richardson, he'll help in threes. He could score the basketball as well. And a guy to get him in the last round, not bad. Nerlens Noel, he's going to start for the Knicks. He's a specialist in rebounds and blocks. And that's a category, honestly, you can't get too much of. Those categories are almost extinct, especially blocks. Not many guys block a lot of shots anymore. So to get Noel at 123 to help you there, and that can help you win a few categories and wins over the season, not bad. Jared Allen, he went after DeAndre Jordan, but Allen has more upside. He's younger. Another year in the system with the Nets. I think he'll be good, and he fits that run and gun style. Seth Curry, 125. He's got Simmons and Embiid around him, so he's going to get a lot of open looks and threes. And Curry, he might even start at the shooting guard this season. They're going to have him play a Redick role. Larry Nance, 126 of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Good pick over here for Nance. He's pretty good. He'll give you some rebounds, some points, athletic forward and center. And at the end of the draft, why not? Lou Williams, I got him 127, sixth man of the year a couple times. Is Lou Williams. So why not? He's going to score. He's going to hit threes, get a couple assists, and it's a good boost. Tristan Thompson, 128 for the Boston Celtics. He's going to help in rebounds and blocks, and he'll even have some double-doubles. But now he's in jeopardy of missing opening day with the hamstring injury. But still, you get Thompson and you just put him on your injured list if you got a few in your league. Kevin Huerter, I don't know if he's going to have a role, but he went 129 here for the Atlanta Hawks, so we'll see what Huerter could do. Will Barton, 130, and Barton, he might fill that Grant role, and he's definitely going to play more minutes with Plumlee and Grant leaving. And now my final team, Jamal Murray, he's going to be great this season. I like that I got him. I'm high on him this season. CJ McCollum, same thing, hits threes, points. He's going to help me a lot. Andrew Wiggins, I think he has a huge season, especially with Klay Thompson out for the year, again with a devastating injury. Jason Tatum, for me to get him at 14 in the second round, is an absolute steal. This guy, he's one of the best players already in the NBA. He just got money. He's only 23 years old, and sky's the limits for him. And Jokic, he's one of my favorite players in the NBA, and I think he's the best big man besides Anthony Davis in the NBA and in for fantasy basketball. People keep rating Towns over him, but Jokic, he's a 7-footer with lethal three-point shooting and range, and I think he gets better this season. And I wouldn't be surprised if he averages close to a triple-double is Jokic, like 22, 10, and 7 or 8 assists a game. He's just that good, and he still hasn't reached his full potential. TJ Warren, we saw him last season in the bubble. He really stepped his game up with some huge games, couple 50-point games, and to get him at the 54th pick, why not? A guy that could score the basketball, get you a couple assists and rebounds, and just help your team in a couple categories. Then DeAndre Ayton, he's got Chris Paul there. He's going to set him up more. You got Booker. They got a lot of good pieces in Phoenix, and Ayton, to get him in the second round, well, third round, it's a good get for me to get him. And he's one of the only true centers left in fantasy basketball. And Steven Adams, one of the only true centers left as well. I think he'll be good with New Orleans. He'll get his points, 10 and 10 a game, couple blocks. He'll be the enforcer over there. And this New Orleans team, I think they'll have a great shot to make the playoffs. Then we got Markelle Fultz. I got him in yesterday's mock, and I got him again here as Fultz at 87. I think Markelle Fultz, he'll be good. He'll get it points. 3-pointers he's got to work on. And if he could do that, his points per game are going to skyrocket. And I think he's going to be very solid as Fultz. So for me to get him in the 8th round, I think it's a steal. Danilo Gallinari, solid player, just injury concerns as the years have gone on. But he's going to help me in threes and points and free throw and field goal percentage. And for me to get Gallinari in the 9th round, I like it a lot because he's going to be a pretty good season for him. LaMelo Ball, the upside's there. The shooting isn't. But for an upside pick at the 107th pick in the 11th round, 10th round, whatever it was, LaMelo Ball, I like where I got him at. I didn't reach for him. His average pick is 94, so I actually got him at a steal here at 107. So LaMelo Ball, I like that I got him 114. I took R.J. Barrett. The Knicks are going to give him every opportunity to play well and have a good season. And for me to get Barrett in the 12th round here, why not? He's a guy, if he could just improve his shooting just a little bit, he could be a good fantasy player. And then Lou Williams, I'll say it once again, to get him in the 12th round or last round, whenever I got Lou Williams, why not? He could score. He's going to help in threes, free throw percentage, and decent field goal as well. So Lou Williams as my 6th man and last man on the team. So that was a head-to-head 10-team mock draft. I'll try to do a few more mocks as the drafts reach closer, heading into the weekend and the season starting December 22nd next week. So thanks for watching and tune in for more basketball videos.